Out of all the gardening jobs, I hate this one the most. Hi and welcome back. This is the big plant out part 2. I had too much footage to go into the first video, so I've split it off into 2. So welcome back everyone, I hope you're well. So I just want to quickly show you what else has gone in, and we're nearly there. We've nearly done the big plant out for this year. Obviously there'll be a few more things going in I think, but for now, let's have a look what's gone in next. Okay, these raised beds have been covered with cardboard all winter. There is some weeds just poking out the sides, but the majority of the bed is covered and it will be weed free. Likewise with this one. So I'm going to uncover them now, give them a quick weed, and then we can start planting in. There we go, quick job. Cardboard off, de-weeded, and now ready for sweet corn, beetroot, pumpkins, and maybe the odd courgette. We've got the beetroot, plenty of beetroot there. They can all go into this bed. And then at the back, we have pumpkins and sweet corn. I'm going to grow them side by side. Hopefully they'll do quite nicely. And then finally, I've got my courgettes and my sunflowers, which are desperately in need of a bit of water. I think those have dried out a little bit too much overnight, so I'll water them in, they'll soon bounce back to life. So this bed here, it's a brand new bed. This is all brand new compost that's been put in. There's actually my old banana leaves put at the bottom of it at the end of autumn stroke winter, meaning they should have also started to biodegrade down now and really compost down to give it extra nutrients at the bottom of this bed. So in here I'm going to go for 4 courgettes, but before I do, I'm just going to put some blood, fish and bone. Just going to sprinkle some of this into the soil just to give it a little bit extra. I'm going to dig all this in, but it's just a little bit extra for the plants. Really good for feeding your plants that blood, fish and bone. Just mix that all in so there's a nice even spread of it within the compost itself. And then I can get these courgettes planted in. There we go, there's already worms in here, so that's a good sign. But there's also a few weeds that we don't want. Pesky weeds. Okay, so the plan with these is what I'm going to do is, I know it's all fresh compost anyway. Despite this all being fresh compost anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig a hole for each of these plants to go into. Like so, and then I'm literally going to surround it with even more fresh compost just to hold it all in nicely. And this has got added seaweed extract, so I think these courgettes will really like it. So a quick squeeze of the pot. Lovely root structure already, not too root bound or pot bound. And then I'm just going to cover them over. Firm them in slightly. There's the first one. These do need to be spaced out quite a bit because they grow to big plants. So I'm just going to do them almost diagonally across. I think that one needs a bit more surrounding it. Not actually looking too healthy, that one. There we go. I'll have this little baby one. It's only a new one, but it'll be fine. This one will really grow at the front here. Oops. Oh no. Okay, we've got the courgettes in, got 4 of those, and at the back here I've actually put some sunflowers in each corner, just because I've never been able to grow sunflowers very well, but I normally do them in pots, so this time they're going in the ground. Give them a bit of a water in, especially those sunflowers, because they were looking rather sad. That bed a good soak. That cloud tells me we might get a downpour anyway, but it's still 22 degrees here, so I'm not going to rely on it. Just going to give these a good drink to really give them a good head start. Soak the bed, that'll hold in all that water overnight. I'll stake those sunflowers as they start to grow a bit bigger. So this bed is going to have the pumpkins and sweet corn. No idea if they go together or not, but I'm going to try it. Again, I've sprinkled down a load of blood, fish and bone, so I just need to dig that in a little bit. And then for each one, I'm going to space them out nicely. I'm going to dig a nice big hole, like so. I'm going to fill that with some nice fresh compost. Make a separate new hole inside that, so that is basically ready now for one of my pumpkins. Give that a little squeeze, should pop out. There we go, perfect. Lovely root system. I think that's just about right time. Now when he goes in there, the first thing you'll come across is all that brand new compost. And again, I'm just making almost like a crater just around it, so that when I water, the water will just go around there and really get into the roots. That'll give it a great start in life. Right, let's get the rest done. There we go, 6 pumpkins, quite spaced out. They will go absolutely huge and take over this whole area. So that's why the carpet's down, to protect the pumpkins. They can sit on them, but the vines themselves go huge. So if I get 2 or 3 pumpkins off each one, I'll be rather happy. So now I'm just going to dot these sweet corn, extra sweet sweet corn. I'm going to dot them in amongst all of these, and hopefully they'll grow nicely as well. So there's only actually 9 of these that have just grown because my actual seeds didn't germinate. You can see the root growth at the bottom. So these are well and truly ready to come out now. I've just Googled it, and apparently sweet corn and pumpkins do grow well together. So once they're out, they're all connected. Then all you need to do is tease them apart. So I've taken my gloves off. Let's take off that junk first. If you just kind of pull them apart, and the roots will generally stay intact for each clump. So there's one clump, here's the other. Now we can see how they actually come apart. So you can even still see the seed or the corn that it grew from. So we're just gonna, again, just tease them apart. Not too rough. And the roots should mostly stay connected to the plant that you're gently pulling on. There we go, look at the roots on that one, beauty. And then there's one, and here's the final one, which I'll just keep together. It's probably got a few roots there of the other plants, but we can keep them together. So I'm going to dot them around this bed. So we've got pumpkins and sweet corn growing together. Quite happy with that bed now. Sweet corn are all dotted about. I've got plenty of room for more of them to go in. Might buy another 10 to, yeah, maybe another 10 to go in. Now I have over the years lost quite a few sweet corn to rabbits chewing on them, but they've never been planted in this bed before. So fingers crossed they won't find them or they'll leave them alone. But if you've got any tips to stop rabbits or other creatures chewing on your sweet corn, please put them in the comments below. Now time to do the beetroot. They're going to take a while, but you just literally do a little quick dabber, put them in. These did excellent last year, no care or attention at all, so I'm hoping they do exactly the same now. So it's going to be a bit of blood, fish and bone in here first, rake that all over, and then I'll pop them in one by one. No idea why the wasps have just landed on them, a bit strange, but let's get these beetroot in. Because your beetroot are only small and spindly, all you basically need is a little dabber. So you grab tool such as this, whack it in the soil a few times. There we go, make a nice little hole. Grab one of your beetroot out of its plug, pop it straight in. These are quite wet because I haven't long watered them. Firm around. And there we have it, beetroot in. Just need to do that about 40 times now. Out of all the gardening jobs, I hate this one the most. But they're in now, all my beetroot. They only look little at the moment, but they'll soon fill out. They'll soon grow nicely. They're very strong plants, and they're very fast growing plants as well, meaning I'll get a beetroot or two, probably in about 6 to 8 weeks. Quickly coming back inside the greenhouse. So this is on the right hand side, all the potted tomatoes, and then the equivalent is in these grow bags on the left hand side, which will grow better. We've got 3 types: the cherry tom tomato, moneymaker, and the tumbling tom here, which are looking really nice and bushy. Coming along, we've got 4 melons that have gone in, melon and nanas. They've already started taking, got some in this pot here. Still a few more to go in. Here is my pomegranate, which, oh wow, that's actually multiple buds on next to the same flower, which I've never seen before. That could be a good sign. Lots of flowers on there. It's a really, really nice coloured flower, the pomegranate. It's a really bright orange. So even if you just grew it for the flowers, I'd recommend it. They're lovely. Plenty of flowers all over that, so we could well get pomegranates. We've got the cucumbers. They're starting already. They should start flying up now. A few more in there. Got the snack size cucumbers, 2 per pot. Got a couple more in. And then the good old little cucamelons, which have never grown before. And they're looking rather small at the moment. Don't know how they grow. Do they need to grow up a trellis or a cane? Or do they trail all over the ground? A couple more little ones in there. Grapevine absolutely exploded. Yet again, we've got tons and tons of grapes, but this vine already needs a good trim. Looking back on it here, it'll start blocking off too much light. All up the top will get too tangled. In fact, it'll go in between the panes of glass and then smash the glass. So there'll be a grapevine trimming video coming out very soon. Hopefully within the week I should be able to trim this back, because if you leave it, these new tentacles, as I like to call them, look at that, that's about 3 foot long in the space of about a month or so. That will just take over. So we need to trim it all back just so we get maximum harvest and all these grapes really swell up and I get plenty to eat. Just looking for the best bunch. Probably in there. Just see them starting nicely. Quick look inside the polytunnel. So all the strawberries really starting to get big now. This trough over here has got the best ones. There we go, they're going to be lovely. And look at that one, just starting to turn pink. When the sun comes back out, then that won't be long now. And because they're in the polytunnel, they are protected from the birds. I'll have to start closing the door, I think, otherwise they will eat them. Coming onto this table, I haven't quite finished this yet, but I've just potted on these marigolds because they're not ready to go in the ground just yet. Or should I say, I'm not ready for them to go in the ground. We've got the sweet colour spectrum peppers, about 4 of those. They're in trays just to stop them drying out, and then I just need to put some chilies in, but I've run out of compost, so that will be the next job. On the right hand side we've got the honeyberries, which I have been eating already. Here we go, there's a nice honeyberry. There's a fair few still on here. These are absolutely delicious, just like a blueberry. Not a massive cropper. Maybe I've got to trim these right back in the winter. But I've got 2 of those. I've been, as I say, been tucking into the good old honeyberries. Closely linked to the blueberries, which are also swelling up nicely now. Hopefully get a nice crop of blueberries this year. And again, they're in the polytunnel, so the birds can't get them. They're looking nice. They'll be ready to eat soon. And then just this one is the Japanese wineberry. These are very much like a raspberry, but much redder in colour and a bit smaller. Very sweet, absolutely lovely Japanese wineberry. Okay, this is the big plant out part 2. This is how it's all going. There's still plenty to do, but I've got most things in the ground now. That's exactly what I wanted. So thanks for watching. Thanks for watching part 1. If you haven't already, check that video out as well. And then I'll be bringing you videos throughout the year as everything starts growing on. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care and see you on the next one. Bye now.